Hey everyone, so I just wanted to give a quick overview of my key bindings for World of Warcraft. Obviously, this video is mostly aimed for players either new to MMOs or just RPGs in general, or maybe even the few people that are playing MMOs and don't use key bindings. They just click all their abilities and spells. Obviously, key bindings are a very personal thing. You'll People watching this will have completely different buttons and key bindings and macros even for their own usage. But I think key bindings in general are just extremely important and crucial to being successful at the game, because obviously if you if you're just clicking on a enemy and you're having to click each of your ability in the middle of combat, that's not ideal. That's not optimal to for a thing to do. But in early to mid, I would say classic WoW, I actually didn't use key bindings, and it showed because I was kind of a bad player. Uh, and I would say towards the end of classic, I started using key bindings, and it was difficult at first to get used to them. It took me quite a while, mostly because when you have tons of abilities on the hotbar, obviously it's hard to get used to every single key binding. But if you use key bindings when you first start, um, you'll as you level, you'll gradually get used to them, because if you just have a few abilities when you first start, you'll get used to it very quickly, and honestly, you'll eventually get to the point when you memorize your key bindings in your sleep. So I will show you my key bindings right now. Uh, so my first full hotbar right here, I have. So in WoW, you can do Shift, Control, and Alt for modifiers. So I have F, Shift F, Control F, Alt F, and then E for the same thing, Q for the same thing. And then I have for the hotbar above Alt 1, Alt 2, Shift 2. I don't use these for that much, mostly for like big cooldown abilities. Alt D, Shift A. Some people believe that you'll accidentally end up clicking or hitting these buttons when you're running around, but I don't believe I have never done that. Maybe I've just gotten lucky. I don't know. I have Shift. I have C. I don't do. For some of them, I don't do Alt just because it's slightly harder to press. Z, Shift Z, Control D. I always use Control D for mount. I've always done that for whatever reason. And there's other abilities that I've used for specific or key bindings for specific abilities. Like I've always, for whatever reason, I've always done Shift C for sweeping attacks, any type of sweeping or AOE attack. So I have V, most of that modifier, except for Alt V, just because it's a little hard to press, and then X, G. I have two extra mouse buttons. Well, I guess the middle mouse isn't extra, but whatever. I do 4. I do R. Now R is by default is reply, but I just set my reply to the T button. And then I actually do mouse wheel up and mouse wheel down. That is by default the camera, but I just set the camera to left arrow and right arrow. And that is it for key bindings. Now, if you're new to this, you might be thinking, holy shit, that is a lot of key bindings. But I will tell you, when in Classic WoW specifically, when you hit max level, or as you get up there in levels, you will get a shit ton of abilities. And a significant amount of those abilities, or spells, whatever, it is crucial to use them, to put them on key bindings so you can use them in the middle of battle, in the middle of a crucial timing event, whatever, I will show you how how many there are and just how crucial they are. So this is a fully maxed out character. I believe I have every. Oh, I don't even have talents, which there are a few talents that you get that you can add to the to your key bindings. But I do have racials and I have pets. And you might be thinking that this is sort of overkill. I still have three slots there, 2 slots, 1 slot, but I don't even have PvP or any trinket equipped. I don't have consumables like potions or food. Well, I guess food isn't really needed, but I don't have my health stone. And if you're, like I said, if you're new and this is overwhelming to you, I guarantee that the sooner you start learning key bindings, the more you'll memorize it, the more you'll be able to do this stuff in your sleep. And like I said, key bindings are very personal. This is just what I've gotten used to. I try to sort of put spells in the sort of same category, like all my curses on the same F keys, drain life, mana, soul on the X keys, etc. Obviously, some abilities you aren't crucial to key binding. This is just for Warlock, but in my opinion, Create, Firestone, Spellstone, Soulstone, not crucial for key binding. I do have Sense Demons on a key binding just because I can. Because I always come at this from a PvP perspective. I'm not admittedly I'm not too knowledgeable about raiding or the end game of WoW. I've just always done PvP, so Sense Demons is pretty good for maybe spotting another Warlock pet on your mini map. And speaking of that, Banish. You can totally banish a Warlock's pet in PvP, just for anyone who didn't know. Like I said, my big cooldown, I guess there really isn't that many big cooldowns for Warlocks, but Inferno, 60-minute cooldown, which is kind of crazy. Enslave Demon, I don't know if you can do that on a PvP player, on another Warlock. But regardless, I'm going on a tangent. Obviously, as I said, my mount on Control D. I believe that's mostly it. Let me know if I missed anything. I hope this even helped a single person, because I want more people to know about key bindings if they're new, or even if they've played MMOs for a long time and they still never use key bindings. They're extremely helpful. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone who watches this.